fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
All right, welcome back to Wind Tunnel TV. Tonight, it is the Raid Furniture Mart series in the California Dreaming 200 here from Kern County Speedway. Going to be a lot of fun out here tonight. Small field here tonight, Baron, but guys should be really ready to go here and ready to get something special done.
Yeah, so small field tonight showed up for this race. This event at Kern County, Kevin Harvick's own racetrack, a little bigger track than they're normally used to running too, guys. So tonight, we're going to see a lot of green flag runs. These guys are really been practicing a lot tonight, Dean, and really excited to see what Harvick's put together for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Kevin Harvick, owner of this place. Right now, we look at the board as Dylan Connor on the point here this evening. You got Caleb Dyer in second right now, and Dylan Connor, a familiar face on the pole here, Baron.
Sure does know how to put a lap down, Dean. I mean, what, 3 of the last 4 races have the 92 on the very front of the field.
Absolutely. Tonight, always track position so key. 200 miles here, Baron. What are these guys thinking for pit stops? What are they? Is it the same as usual? Get in early. I mean, 200 miles, a long way.
It is a long way, Dean. It's a bigger track. We're going to see green flags tonight. I hope, right? That being said, some of these guys are really going to need to be spot on with their pit entry. Have their pit strategy right tonight. Under green flag conditions, can we take full fuel? Do we get 4 tires? Is that going to make a difference tonight? And getting off pit road, Dean, you have to be careful that you don't achieve the blend line incorrectly. You'll get moved to the back of the field. So a lot of ifs and a lot of unknowns tonight, Dean. Only practice will tell whether or not these guys have what it takes to take a checkered flag.
Some if, ands, and buts, and one of them is going to be Brian Cole, who leads the points out here. He currently is sitting back in 8th. No real surprise there, Baron. It'd be a surprise though if he's not at the front by the end of this thing.
Yeah, I look for Brian to win this event tonight. The 15 machine's been solid already to begin the season. And with a lower car count tonight, very few competitors have stepped up and challenged Brian so far this year. Not to say that we don't have some winners in the race. Richard Allen's going to be fast. Walker Cole, his son's fast. Austin Miller stole one from Brian a couple weeks back. But Bo Ledbetter's in here. And it's been a minute since Bo's achieved victory lane. We didn't get him in victory lane to the latter half of the season. Had some strong runs to begin the season this year, but has been in the middle of the pack throughout this season so far, Dean. Look for Bo to have a breakout day.
Yeah, Bo should be someone to watch. Colin J at the back. Austin Purnell at the very back here tonight. That's going to be super interesting to see how that goes. Guys getting ready to get lined up. Let's take a short commercial break. We'll come back and have all your racing action. Back here where guys are thinking about getting lined up here, qualifying, finishing up. They're about to get gridded up. Not sure what the delay is here, Baron.
Well, they're sitting on pit road, Dean. They're having a little powwow. Not sure what it's all about, but Green flag drops at about 9:25 tonight. We're a minute past, so we'll give these guys time to sort themselves out, see what they got going on, and suddenly the track is clear. I'm as lost as you are, Dean.
So
Oh, here we go.
as they start to grid up, I was looking at Adam Cole's car, and we'll get a shot of that in a minute. Very interesting. Adam has a big old Cole on the banner on the front. I've never seen a name so big before. I really like that.
We'll take a look at that machine when he gets lined up here. Brad Ebley's taking his grade. Austin Miller, Richard Allen, Caleb Dyer. Small field tonight, Dean.
For many thousands of fans in attendance here tonight for Wind
And for the
TV.
millions watching at home.
That's right. I just want to throw out, we've had a technically challenged day. We're happy to be broadcasting, no doubt about it. But the not all technicalities have been solved, as we've got the inappropriate logo there tonight for the league. But we'll get that ironed out. Not tonight. Tonight will be all about the broadcast and all about these great drivers. Right now, on the pole for your K-T.org qualifying run, it's Dylan Connor with a time of 18.980 in the number 92 sitting on the pole. 17, Caleb Dyer will be on the outside of row number 1. It's Richard Allen on the inside of row 2 along with Adam Cole, and you can see there Cole on that windshield, just huge, all lit up. Walker Cole in the 10 will be starting in 5th. It's Austin Miller in the 42 starting 6th. Bo Ledbetter will be starting 7th. Brian Cole in 8th. Ebley, Kennedy, and Purnell will round out your field.
Interesting lineup. I did see what you were talking about. Big old Cole across the top window visor, and there it is, Cole. I guess here it says Connor on the front of the 92. So.
Oh yeah, Connor's got a nice big one too. Yep. There you go.
That's what she said. Too early?
Never too early, Baron. We need all the humor we can get up here.
Yeah, it looks like further back we got another one in there. Is that Colin and his machine? Has he got a big old visor on there too?
I don't believe so.
Wait. I got the wrong numbers. Outside of him. Ebley?
That's a big no. Allen. Richard Allen has one on his.
Okay, yeah, that's what he said. Okay. Yep. Very good. People playing around with trading paints, getting their stuff finished.
I love it. Trading paint's always fun. Go over there, get yourself a car as we go green flag racing here at Kern County.
It's kind of a fun track here, Dean. We're looking forward to some good side-by-side racing. Kevin likes a good two-groove track, so we'll see if these boys can act right.
Well, connect might be the term here, as someone blinking in and out here on the track. Might have been Miller. I'm not. Oh, nope. Second place, Caleb Dyer just decided to come in, and he's gone again. So watch for connection issues from the 17.
Yeah, not good for the field. Very unnerving.
Yeah, it's definitely unnerving. So behind him, you got Richard Allen. Richard Allen just sitting there, like, let's hop on board with him here, just to show you what he sees. So. We'll hop on Walker Cole, who's going by now. So Allen might have let these guys by because of what he's seeing up here. In front of him is Caleb Dyer, and of course, it has settled down once we try to get a look at it, Baron.
Yeah, well, and that's just it.
There
it goes. Yeah, so now, see, this driver's blind, and all of a sudden he's right there. So this is, for Walker Cole, a very challenging spot because he can see Dylan, he can see Caleb in front of him, but, where do you go to where do you put your car so you don't run into him?
Well, absolutely. And where is he if he gets loose or something? You wouldn't know. And he's throwing all kinds of stuff up on the track. I mean, those are phantom items, but they'll spook you, Baron.
Yeah, they will. And Race Control needs to maybe make an announcement here, let him know that he's having some connection issues. There are things you can do from inside the car to help that. So if he's in the car right now and someone alerts him to the fact that he's having some software issues, he can make some adjustments on the fly while he's driving to cure that for the rest of the field.
So interesting here, Richard Allen down 8 spots. He dropped all the way to the back here with Bo Ledbetter also in front of him. This has got to be strategy. I mean, it's a small field. It's not like you're dropping to 20th here.
Right, I agree. I think maybe this is something that's by design. He's not ready to go yet. He had started near the front of the field, and maybe he's going back there to shepherd Ledbetter to the front when the time's right.
So Connor's still leading, Dyer's still blinking. It's Walker Cole, Austin Miller, and Brian Cole already up 3 spots along with Kennedy. Purnell's up 4. So everybody's on the move as Ledbetter, Adam Cole, and Richard Allen have all dropped to the back. And they seem to be trying to manage that stuff.
So relatively quick lap times here. Everybody's in the 19s right now. We saw some practice being done where guys would eventually slow down into the early 20-second lap category, but 200 laps will click off pretty quickly if we stay under green, Dean.
They definitely will click off very quickly. There's Austin Miller starting to make a move, or being, it looks like Cole making a move on him. So Brian Cole coming through. Started 8th, Baron. Cole already in 4th. You picked him to win. Nothing to be surprised at here?
Not yet. With only 12 laps in, guys are going to start getting some heat in these tires now as of lap 12 to 15. We'll see if guys have a handle on it, right? Some of these cats are going to be a little loose coming out these turns. So we're going to see who's got the speed both in the short and the long run.
Well, Walker Cole making the move here underneath Caleb Dyer. So the 10 of Walker Cole looking for the lead here now as he chases Dylan Connor.
Yeah, and Dylan not getting away like he had in races past from the pole. So maybe Dylan playing a little more patience and strategy here as the beginning of the race. He doesn't want to get caught with these real old tires and slow themselves down so much.
So Kern County, I'm not too familiar with it, but a lot of racing surface here, Baron, and it looks like guys can move around the track a little bit. What's your knowledge of Kern County?
I have very little of it. I haven't run it yet, Dean. The only thing I know is from talking to from other competitors. Guys will tell you that the high line is there for you, but it's not the fast way around.
Miller gets up on the high line there. Austin Purnell on the move. Purnell was at the back of the field. He's coming through right underneath Dyer, continuing his march toward the front.
It's got a very Dover look to it, doesn't it, Dean? It's like you see it come out of the turn and it raises up onto the straightaway, and as they drop in, there's a big elevation change as they drop into the apex. And as they come back out, looking down that straightaway, back up the hill again. So very Dover-esque.
Yeah, that's a great observation. You can see it on the exit, almost uphill, and then that'll unload the car a little bit, won't it, Baron?
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what setup you got underneath it. The physics of the car will cause it to unload there. And if it does, these guys have to learn how to counter steer pretty effectively, or else they're going to be in the wall.
So Walker Cole has already taken the lead. Brian Cole coming up high. He's going to take second. Here comes Purnell as Dylan Connor fades in a hurry. Lap 19 of 200.
And Purnell came from the back of the field, so Austin Purnell up 8 spots.
Yeah, Purnell definitely moving. Up on the high side with him, it seemed Miller. So Connor is fading on the bottom, which is interesting. It almost looks purposeful, and maybe it is.
Brian Cole just touching the wall there. A little bit of a paint up there on that back straightaway. So even the best can get out into the wall.
See Caleb Dyer falling as well. Interesting to see how quickly guys are falling here.
Yeah, so the cars went from real good to real bad real fast.
And now we got a battle of the coals. Father and son. Get this battle going one more time, Baron.
Don't waste too much time. Austin Purnell's on the move.
Yeah, Purnell's got something to say about it. Miller's right in this thing. Here comes Colin J. Kennedy. Haven't talked about him. Colin J. in the 3 on the move, up 4 spots into 5th.
And our Pulsar are really struggling right now. As he's on the bottom of the track, these guys are just going around him. Dean, is this patience or is this a damaged car, or does he just lose it?
I don't know. I mean, Dylan Connor, known to be around Ledbetter and Allen, or have they made a team decision? Has he decided to back out for some fuel mileage or tire concerns? I don't know. I mean, Ledbetter there with him, and here comes Allen. So Ledbetter and Allen are starting to come forward, while Connor continues down on the inside. He's just letting people go, Baron.
Interesting.
I mean,
Adam Cole bringing up as the back marker here, but Richard Allen, Bo Ledbetter, Dylan Connor, very, very odd race strategy here. We'll see how it plays out.
So Brian Cole took the lead here. Let's take a look at a replay and see how this happened. So you see Walker Cole on the outside. Here comes Brian around Dylan Connor. This is much earlier, I would think. Let's try a different replay, Baron. All right, this is a little better here. So Brian, just a good run off the corner, right to the bumper. Walker gives him room. Down to the inside he goes, and Purnell says, I'll fill that hole, and he's gone by as well.
Yeah, interesting. So Walker's sliding all the way back to 5th now.
Baron, you ever seen a hole you wouldn't fill?
Are we talking about racing?
I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
We'll let that one go, Baron. We don't want to get you in any trouble here. Miller in 3rd, Kennedy in 4th. You got Walker Cole has slid back to 5th now. So the movement is extraordinary tonight, Baron. Kern County apparently does not like hot tires from what I'm seeing.
It would appear, no. And yeah, here comes Colin Kennedy.
Brad Ebley.
Yeah,
how about
Ebley
that, eh? Ebley having a bit of a night here so far.
Absolutely.
And he's due for one. We've seen him sporadically have speed, Baron, and we're waiting to see him put it all together. Maybe tonight's that night.
Oh, it feels like something's going wrong or something right here, you know. Like, look back in the field, our pole sitter is now 3.6 seconds behind the leader. Inside of 10 laps here, Dean.
Yeah, it's very, very odd. This does not look purposeful. This looks like angry tires. I don't even know what it looks like. It's very odd.
Can we get an in-car here?
We certainly can get an in-car here along with Dylan Connor. You can hear it there, Baron. He's out of it quite a bit there in the corner.
Yeah. Looks like he's a little loose in. Loose out. We got one on the wall,
like
yeah.
Dyer losing control. See, Dyer was outside pole. So
Yeah.
our 2 front row guys are both at the back of the field.
Yeah, a little loose. Okay, so I'm kind of picking up what's getting put down here, Dean. Maybe these guys are just fighting that loose condition so badly.
Seems a little odd to me, but up front, no problem for Brian Cole. He's rocking this setup. Purnell in 2nd.
Yeah, Purnell keeping pace. And Austin Purnell really showing up in the last couple of races he's been in, Dean.
Yeah, well, Purnell, you know, it's always a shock to me when he's not running up front, but we've seen some of that lately. Here tonight, you're right. He's showing up. He's ready to race. He is not going to just hand this over to Brian Cole.
No, and it appears that Purnell patient enough to just hang out there and manage his stuff here. Lap 36 at 200. Dean, are we pitting at 100 or is this a two-stop race?
I mean, it's very interesting. I can't imagine it's a two-stop race, but I would imagine this is green flag stops. So who's the advantage to? I don't know. Someone in the booth likes to say those who practice do it well, and I think he's probably right.
Yeah, well, you know that Brian Cole has put the practice in. He's the kind of driver that will measure out his laps. He will measure out his pit times. If we have to go green flag stops, he knows where the pit entry is. He knows where his pit box is, and he knows exactly what his pit strategy is at every lap.
Well, that's all of those things are key, right, Aaron? I mean, not only knowing entry, exit, all of that, but having a strategy in mind and sticking to it, or at least unless you're forced into it during race events to change it. But you have to have a strategy, don't you?
Oh, most definitely. And that's what we see each week that Brian gets behind the wheel. There's a strategy, and that strategy has worked more times than not for him.
Absolutely, and it's put him in victory lane more than once. We've seen him 5th, 4th, 6th, and then after pit stop, somehow he's out front. Tonight, he's out front now with Purnell chasing. Austin Purnell, let's hop on board with him and see what he's laying down, Marin. I don't see a whole lot of difference. It just seems like he's back on the throttle a little earlier. As he starts to look underneath the 15. Purnell trying to make a move for the race lead here.
So it's time to go for the 38. He said, I've had enough of this following this 15. He says, I'm going to go out here and let him stare at this back bumper for a while.
Yeah, the 15, not a whole lot of fight in him. The question now is, can Purnell get away? If he can, I mean, with only 11 cars out here, Baron, I mean, you could walk away with a race like this.
Yeah, that'll spell trouble for the rest of the field. Yep, for sure.
You see Miller back there in 3rd behind him. Ebley making a move for 4th. It's a 76. Brad Ebley underneath a Colin J. Kenley. So Brad Ebley really liking Kern County. He's down there on the apron a little bit. Slides up right in front of the 3.
So interesting pass by the 76. Something's feeling right. I noticed he had that left tire on that apron, helping him turn a little bit. So Brad Ebley picking up lessons that the rest of the fields are putting down for him.
Yeah, he's definitely got something here tonight. He sets his sights now on the 42 of Austin Miller for 3rd position.
So 4 cars all in a row here. This is 3rd through 6th right here. So interesting.
Great little battle. Walker's kind of found his home here in 6th. He raced up, took the lead. That was really short-lived, though. Look at the distance between Walker, Cole, and our leader. Austin Purnell is now almost 7 seconds, Baron. That's a lot to lose here on a short track.
Yeah, and our Caleb Dyer bringing up the rear in 17th, 5 seconds behind that. So, yeah, we got real trouble for the field here if they don't get this pace picked up.
Well, it's very interesting. I don't know if they've got something left in the tank. Have some of these guys saved some tire, perhaps, and they're going to start seeing them move forward? I mean, I'm not seeing it yet, Baron.
No, but something's happening, and we're going to have to figure out pretty quick. If you're behind the wheel of one of these machines and these two have checked out, you got a real problem on your hands now. There's a lot of race left. So Purnell not getting away, but opened up to 4/10 here over Brian Cole at lap 51 of a 200 lap event. We got a guy looking to win this thing here, Dean, in that 38 machine.
Yeah, he's definitely looking to put it down here. Brian Cole hanging right with him, though, not letting him get away. So, I mean, he's let a few car lengths maybe, but he's still fighting. Lap 52 of 200. Pit stops, you're either looking at around lap 70 or 100. If a two stop or three stop, going to be interesting to see what happens here. Miller back here in third. Ebley closing in.
Is that the tail of the field?
Well, the tail of the field, let's see here, 13 seconds. There's Dyer. Let's get a look from our blimp. No, the tail's still about a straightaway away, Baron.
I was worried that, man, already.
It's close, though. I mean, really, these guys are coming, and they're coming in a hurry. I mean, right now, Purnell just ran a 19.73. Caleb Dyer at the back, a 19.96, so over 2/10.
Yeah, so, it won't be long.
Definitely will not be long. Austin Miller in third, being chased here by Brad Ebley. Ebley up 6 spots and looking dominant here tonight.
Yeah, good to see the 76 up here showing some strength. He's chasing down some leaders right now and showing a pretty good steam.
California Dreaming 200. Baron, you done any California Dreaming?
Yeah. When I was a kid, it was,
That's the wet dream, Baron.
Oh, okay. Okay. No, Pamela Anderson. Yeah.
Oh, before she had all these surgeries, the old Bud Light girl, wasn't she?
I don't know. All I can remember is her running on a beach in a very tight bathing suit.
Well, see, she's Canadian like myself, Baron, so any true Canadian would know that long before that, she did some Bud Light ads, poster ads, and it was a far different looking human being.
No, y'all did a good job on that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. See Bo Ledbetter starting to make a little progress here in the 78. So he's back in 7th, back where he started. He's got Richard Allen with him. These two teammates here starting to work their way back towards the pack. At lap 60, could it be too little too late here, Baron? They're 10 seconds behind the leader.
I'm trying to wrap my head around what's happening at this track right now. These guys are threatening to get away. And the back of the field, just doesn't seem to have enough to get going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's very interesting. Ledbetter just set his best lap of the race, a 19.56. So that's another interesting thing. I mean, lap 62, you set your fastest lap, Baron.
Had to been, what, playing possum with it, Dean? I mean,
he could be. He follows it up with a 19.61, so he's the fastest man on the track right now, Bo Ledbetter. See if he can get something done here, and he's got Dickens cider on the side of the car. Maybe he ought to crack some of that, Baron.
That's his favorite drink, he said.
Back up front, Brian Cole still there within striking distance of our leader.
Yeah, so the front of the field hurt us. Brian Cole just ran over 45, Purnell a 51, Ledbetter a 56. So everybody just kind of picked up the speed here, Dean.
Yeah, very interesting. The light fuel load perhaps stabilizing these cars a little bit.
Last car on the track just ran a 3. It was the fastest car on the track. Very, very strange. Maybe the sun came over.
These two continue to fight. Miller a long ways back. My goodness. Over 7.5, 8 seconds to our leader for the 42 of Austin Miller. And you're right, our leader is that time by the two fastest guys on the track. So I got to think this place just really hates hot tires, Baron.
It must. Either that or we got some cloud cover that helped the grip out a little bit, cooled down that track a little bit.
Ebley's still in there in fourth. Walker Cole starting to reassert himself a little bit. The 10 back into fifth where he started. He went to the front, fell a little further back, and now right back where he started.
I mean, it almost feels like it has to be tire management at this point, right?
Yeah, and it has to be hot and cold, not tire wear, because they're just so volatile. 10 laps of running hard, and you can fade to the back. As Colin J starts to slip off a little bit, Bo Ledbetter's still coming. Just put down his fastest lap again, a 19.56. So everybody's speeding up as the run goes along.
Craziest thing I've seen, Dean. Craziest thing I've seen.
Well, you haven't met my ex.
Well played, sir. Well played.
Purnell out here. Now he just ran a 19.63. Brian Cole a 19.58. But again, Richard Allen this time with a 19.57. So Ledbetter and Allen continue to run. Walker Cole now coming underneath of Brad Ebley. He's going to take that spot. So Walker's going back the other way now.
This is a hell of a yo-yo effect here by the 10.
Yeah, and he's not the only one. It's just all kinds of strange. As now all of a sudden Richard Allen, who started in, third, fell to maybe 10th, back into 8th, and starting to show speed as he attaches himself to the back of this group. Dylan Connor, our pole setter, still in 9th. Very unexpected. Walker just set his best lap of the race with a 19.50.
Lap 75 at 200 too.
This is just the oddest thing ever. Is there a full moon tonight, Baron?
Maybe there is over Kern County Speedway.
There very well could be. I mean, Purnell, our leader, he started dead last. Caleb Dyer, who's in last, started second. This is just the craziest race.
Unreal. And just about everybody has sniffed the front here tonight, Dean, except for Ledbetter and Allen. I think they purposefully, sandbagged the field, and now they're coming forward.
Well, it's just interesting when you look at tonight's best laps. Dylan Connor had a 19.21. That is 0.3 faster than almost anybody on the track for the best lap. But it cost him dearly, Baron. I mean, he's faded to 9th position. And I think it was all because of the early speed.
Well, maybe it was, Dean. That's something these guys are going to have to put in their notebooks for the next time they're here.
And now Ebley is falling off like crazy. He has hurt those tires, the car showing it. He just ran a 20.2 and faded back to 8th. Colin J just set his best lap on lap 79, the 3 moving forward.
So this just has to be weather related, Dean. It has to be the track changing temperature on these drivers and really, playing with the handling in these cars.
I mean, it has to be. I mean, if the Lions would have won the Super Bowl, I'd say it's the end of days, Baron, but I'm not so sure yet.
Well, that's just as crazy as this race.
Purnell still leading. Cole in second. Miller a ways back in third. He is over 8.5 seconds behind our race leader. Walker Cole, who's got new life recently, has slid into fourth and started to hunt down Austin Miller. Colin Jay, who just set his fastest lap of the race, is now in fifth and starting to charge. Bo Ledbetter, consistently fast. This seems purposeful out of Ledbetter and Allen as they continue to run in the 19.5s here. Austin Miller just set his best lap of the race at a 19.48.
So now Miller seems to have separated himself from Walker. So maybe Miller found a little something here. Can he catch Brian Cole? Because if he can, that puts him in the lead. So we expect pit stops around lap 100. Let's see what the rest of the field thinks.
Yeah, well, pit window may be open here, Baron. That's something we got to consider. What would you do here? Would you, with what you've seen, these later laps, the guys are setting their best laps. Would you pit early?
Well, the notebook says that the leaders jumped out to 7-8 seconds. So do you let them get away that far? Because when we thought we were going to catch the tail end of the field started running fast laps also. So I think you're going to see some guys short pit this and try to make up some of that gap.
There you see the back of the field. And then back to our leader, Purnell, so still about a straightaway away.
Yeah, that has stabilized a little bit, but they're still eating into it, but it's not as fast as it was, say 20 laps ago.
Like, what's the advantage of pitting for tires if everybody's running their fastest laps now?
Well, that's just it, Dean. I don't have an answer for you because traditionally these cars should slow down as the laps start to pile up on the rubber, but if new rubber doesn't make a difference, grab the gas and run.
Yeah, and that may be the big key right there. How much gas? What does this car want? Does it want a full tank? Does it want a 3/4 tank? Who manages that? And you're going to find out when we hit pit road because pit stop times will be influenced by how much fuel they get.
Yeah, it sure will. And I would have to say that we are going to see some green flag stops, so let's see if they practiced.
All right, let's see if they did. Cockpit of Brian Cole here. Get a look in as he starts to close back in on our race leader.
And we see Purnell's moved up the track a little bit. And you can see Brad Ebley in the distance up there. So, out the windshield of the 15.
Like a rock the last 20 laps.
Big drive in there. And he paid for it for the exit.
Yeah, he's really riding that bottom. Purnell, let's go on board with Purnell. He seems to have a little freer line here. Oof,
he's about a half a lane up there, and then little steer, a little counter steer coming out, but he's able to hold off the 15 so far.
Interesting what we're seeing here. Whatever we're seeing equals to about the same lap times. Cole ever slightly inching back in. Miller back in third, now under 8 seconds, so Miller's made up a hair of time here in the 42. Walker Cole in fourth. Bo Ledbetter in fifth now as he continues to climb late in this run. Colin Jay has slipped to sixth. Dylan Connor, who was first, then last, now seventh. Richard Allen is starting to fade again. He's in eighth. Dyer, who started second, is in ninth. And Adam Cole in 10th with Ebley falling off, now about to be lapped.
Yeah, so Ebley really in trouble now. And here's the deal. Once these guys go by you, if you're the 76 machine, you come in and get tires, like the very next lap.
Yeah, you might as well. I mean, you got nothing to lose at this point.
You're in your pit window. There's no real sense in staying out here, and And Brad decided he's going to stay out. All right.
And he hit the wall. He is tight as all get up there, bouncing off the wall. He is out of sorts at the moment. A good run for a little bit for the 76, but now not looking so great. Purnell and Cole continue their fight right now, about 7 3/4 ahead of Austin Miller, who continues to inch in on them.
That's crazy. What a drive by the 42. So here we go. Start expecting these guys to dive onto pit road. You know they're scared. For those of them that didn't practice, this could be a first.
Well, I would hope they practice, Barron, at least during the hour warm-up for the race, but we shall see.
Yes, we shall. So right there, as Colin Kennedy goes by pit entrance, if he's got a crew chief right now, he's telling him, right there, you got to pull in right there.
And I don't mean to chuckle, but, you know, I may have had that happen once, Barron.
Oh, I've done it. Completely missed pit road.
Well, it's late when I come over the mic and say, where is entrance to pit road?
Right. Hoping one of your competitors will help you out.
Bristol's always confusing. Are we using all the stalls or half? What's going on?
Yep. Darlington can be a challenge. First one in is Ebley, finally.
Okay, Ebley comes in and sort of follows the advice. I like it. And you know, I was going to say around 100 because, you know, racers don't like math. 100's a nice even number, Baron.
Yeah. And Ebley, I'm not sure if he found his pit stall or if he just stopped.
Well, that was an interesting look at Ebley. He is in his pit stall.
All right, yep, he found it. All right.
So these two all alone on the track. Miller 8 seconds behind again as the front two start to heat up a little bit one more time. Currently running 19.8, so they have fallen off about 2/10 now. You see guys like Ledbetter is starting to really slow down again, or maybe that's because Kennedy got by him. So Colin Kennedy up into 5th.
Brad Ebley comes off the pit road. He's gotten service.
Yeah, way up the track. Good job by him letting these guys go, or at least not getting into them. Ledbetter gets by. So lap 104 at 200, nobody wants to come in here, and I think they should. I'm not sure why. At this point, the guys have all slowed down. It took a long time, Baron. Fastest laps in lap 70, but here on 105, they're really starting to slow down, and getting in now would be a pretty good advantage.
Yeah, it would, and you know some of them want to do it, but I think they're just terrified of going that extra lap down.
Yeah, I don't see why. With only 11 cars on the track, I don't think there's any hint of a caution coming here. Richard Allen still back in 8th. Dyer and Adam Cole at the back here.
So, you know, I'm so glad I'm not driving these cars right now because I would have pulled in.
Well, yeah.
I would have totally pulled in. I'd have been 2 laps down and wondering what I did wrong, where I went wrong in my life.
I mean, I wouldn't. I'd be in going, I'm the only smart one on the track. But, you know, waiting to be proven wrong, of course, and find out why I'm stupid.
Well, Brad Ebley just did a 7.9, and everybody else was in the high 19s or early 20-second laps. So, but Ebley's in traffic right now, so fresh tires may not be the savior we thought they might be.
Well, I mean, he's quicker than he was. You're you're right. They're not a complete savior, but I think at this point it's fair to say they're better. Brian Cole for the race lead underneath Purnell. Purnell just lets him go, so back in front goes to 15. Purnell dives down pit road. And can he get in? Oh, I don't know. I think he hit that barrel a little bit, Baron.
Yeah, he nudged it for sure, Dean. Yeah, right front damage on that car. So I love his strategy. I love his energy. He fixed it up. So tires going on the 38. 76. Sorry, 38.
Connor's in. Dyer's in.
Feeding time.
So 113, guys have decided to call it. Walker Cole comes in. And that is a deadly little setup there. And you're right, guys who practiced it going to do a little bit better. Brian Cole, oh no, he's loose. He did not practice enough or correctly. He loses it through some red cones. He's got to back up
He's
here.
in the wrong direction of the entrance.
And that could be a penalty. I don't think so, but that's going to be a major
I don't think he
problem.
got all the way. Yeah, I don't think he got all the way to the line, Dean. I think he's had it stopped, but still. What a catastrophe for the 15.
Something you never see from Brian Cole, a mistake on pit road as he tries the same thing that second place Austin Purnell tried, and that's coming in hot and heavy. Purnell glanced the water barrels, and the 15 got sideways and lost control.
Had to throw it in reverse, went down the wrong way on the track. He's going to lose several spots here, Dean. Lap 115 of 200. He's got time, but he's got to make an effort now.
Dylan Connor just set the fastest lap of the race with a 19.17. Adam Cole hits pit road. So guys are coming out swinging off of pit road, burning their stuff up. Miller into pit road. He's in clean. That hands over the lead to Colin J. Kennedy. And Brian Cole he's definitely lost a lead, and he's lost about 13 seconds to Purnell.
Wow, it's big oops.
Richard Allen in. Miller coming off of pit road. See where he shakes out. Purnell's already gone by. There goes Walker Cole. So it looks like Dylan Connor going to go by as well. And, well, Miller might hold him off, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So Colin J., your race leader. Now, if he could get a caution, him, Bo Ledbetter out front. You got Purnell in third. Purnell's only 13 seconds back, so he's on the lead lap. Walker Cole, if everybody pits, would be in second, and he'd be 7 seconds behind our race leader. Austin Miller right there as well.
So Purnell just needs to stick this thing on cruise control. His only competitor just blew it on pit row, and he's got a comfortable lead over Walker Cole right now. It's cruise control time, right, Dean?
Well, I'm just taking a look in there, and I think I can see he just lit a cigar, Baron. That's correct. He lit a cigar while he's driving.
Poured himself a drink, Dean.
My goodness. Hit the old 007 drinking tray, popped right out.
Yeah, and it's already made, and it's cold with ice. So good.
Shaken, not stood.
Correct. So Bo Ledbetter sacrifices second right now. He's in on pit road.
And Colin J. is hemorrhaging time here.
Yeah, he really needs to make a choice here.
I mean, caution his only hope, and that's not even a hope. As you can see, Brian Cole is coming up and blowing him away, and Brian Cole is not right now in contention for this race win.
Interesting strategy here by the 3 machine.
Yeah, I mean, he's up 7 seconds on Purnell, about 14 from Walker Cole and Austin Miller, 17 to Dylan Connor, and 20 to Dad Brian Cole, or to Brian Cole, not his dad. You might call him Daddy once in a while, I'm not sure. And there's Purnell. He's cut it down to 5 seconds. Here comes Colin J. now.
Yeah.
And nope, that's a no, Colin. You
Nope.
can't, nope. You're not going to be able to go through him.
All right, so 3 machine, obviously not in the know on the entrance of pit row there.
Very tricky pit road, I'll say that much. But
that it is.
Practice would definitely be in order for that one. Colin J going to file in way towards the back. Right now, Purnell out comfortably in front.
So Purnell with a 6.8 second lead over Austin Miller. Walker Cole finishes starts here in third. Dylan Connor back into the top 5 in fourth position. Brian Cole in 5th place. Dean, he's got some work to do.
And he's got work. I mean, if anybody could do it, it'd be Brian, but 11 seconds to a guy who just raced for 70 laps, nose to tail, I think that's a tall order.
Herculean.
Hercules. Caleb Dyer. Yeah, Dyer has been fascinating tonight. Early speed, blinking out, had internet problems, and then suddenly fell apart. Adam Cole been really quiet, but quiet and smart is better than loud and dumb, Darren.
This is true. That's very wise, Dean.
Might be a little too aggressive a statement, but Adam Cole, known to be a smart race car driver, and he's in 7th. I think he had a last place car tonight. He just didn't feel it, but still picking up spots just from racing a clean race, getting on and off pit road well, and doing everything right.
So that puts us with 8 cars on the lead lap here tonight, 131 of 200. Austin Purnell, after pit stops, you can call it luck, you can call it skill, but got on and off pit road relatively unscathed. But Brian Walker, his closest competitor tonight, not so much.
Right now, we're going to take a short commercial break. We'll come back with the conclusion of the California Dreamin 200.
Carolina, where the field is rolling out for the start of today's 400 lap race on this 0.625 mile racetrack. Here's the starting lineup. On the pole from Dawsonville, Georgia, in the number 9 Coors Ford qualifying and Winston Cup race from North Wilkesboro is underway. Everybody nicely through turns number 1 and 2 as Bill Elliott has the lead and Dale Earnhardt has jumped into 2nd position, followed by Benny Parsons and Bobby Allison. Second.
here at Kern County in the California Dreamin 200. Austin Purnell, your race leader, now about 5 3/4 seconds ahead of this man, Austin Miller. So Miller starting to make up some time here, Baron.
Yeah, Purnell's on his second drink right now and his second cigar. He's just out here on cruise control, Dean. Watching these laps tick down, all he's got to do is beat the 42 machine. So, like I said it before, man, his chief competitor, he's on cruise control now.
Well, he is. Let's take a look in on what was his chief competitor. That's Brian Cole. Cole probably just has given up at this point and just trying to manage this race and see if he can't get second. I mean, he's about 5 seconds behind Miller. I don't know if he'll get him, but he could get third. Cole.
Take a look at that right front on that car, Dean. He's had some trouble tonight.
Yeah, well, that could have been on his pit road. I didn't see him hit anything, though. Did you, Baron?
No, I hadn't, but that's not helping out that car at all.
Nope, definitely is not. The 15 here, as for once, not gained on pit road, but lost significantly. Look in on Walker Cole. That car looking pretty good there. The 10 machine, the Furniture Mart mattress car coming, and he's trying his best to catch Austin Miller. Miller a little quicker, though, in second position.
So Kern County throwing a curve ball at these guys, and this is a unique little track right now that these guys have really struggled to get their hands around. The field is really spread out right now, and we got some of our favorites in the back of the field with only 7 cars on the lead lap of 11 that started.
Yeah, when you look at our lap down guys starting there, Bo Ledbetter a lap down, Richard Allen a lap down, Colin J a lap down. I mean, these guys have won multiple races.
Well, I think Colin J got bit by the late pit bug. So he may have a pretty fast car right now, but I think he waited too long, Dean. And I think it slipped away from his control.
Yeah, I definitely let that one slip away. Last lap, a 19.63. Dyer, something's happened to Dyer. It could be just a blink out. And there he is. Yeah, he's blinking in and out still, Baron. Puffs of smoke going up in the air. He could be just smoking one.
Well, he could be, or he could be watching porn while he's racing.
Wow, that's different.
Different. Yeah,
you
you
never
do that.
do that. That's not right.
Not recommended, but I wouldn't call it right or wrong, Dean.
Well, you don't want to judge, do you?
Never want to be in the way of that. It's multitasking.
Adam Cole currently running in 7th position. He's got Dyer up in front of him. Back up to Brian Cole and Dylan Connor. Dylan Connor is running quick times now, 19.6. But can he hold on? I mean, we've seen how he faded during the first run.
Yeah, and I don't know that Brian is all that keen on getting around him. That gap has been pretty consistent here. Brian may be fading as well.
It's been an odd night at an odd track. Well, I mean, I love the track, but the way guys came and the way they went, I'm not sure exactly what people have learned and what they found out here tonight, Baron.
Well, it's had to surprise them too, Dean. We were not prepared for this. We got 1 or 2 guys that really gapped the field, and then we got a few guys that showed speed early and then faded drastically. We had some guys at the back of the field make a move forward. It's really thrown a lot of guys for a loop.
It certainly has. Miller, not one of them, though. Been pretty consistent tonight. The 42 sitting in second. He's been chipping away at our race leader here. He ran about 0.2 faster last lap. I don't think he's gaining much this lap, but Miller's trying to run down Purnell.
Well, Austin Miller, we've seen him come from the back to the front and win races. He's running the best paint scheme on the track right now. It's got Jack Daniels and Miller Lite on the car. So it is Miller time, and we don't know. 42 could be coming, Dean. 40 laps left. There's time.
And what about you, Baron? Does this mean like a Boilermaker's coming for you?
I don't discriminate.
Now you're familiar with a Boilermaker, I would assume.
Yeah, so I live in Indiana, where the Purdue Boilermakers play basketball.
Now, did they make that name based on drinking? It can't be.
I would think so, but really it's probably because they're supposed to be steel workers or something, I think. So.
Bo Ledbetter has hit pit road here on lap 160 at 200. Interesting to see the 78. This could be a retirement, and bam, he's gone. So Bo Ledbetter calling it a night here. Not too happy to be running around the back of the field, Baron.
Okay.
You know, I'd make him stay out there and take his lashings. But, you know, it's a tough night for some of these guys. You see third, Walker Cole. There's Dylan Connor again and Brian Cole. That's our battle for position, 4th and 5th position here. Let's hop on board with Brian Cole and take a look. Not seeing a whole lot of progress there. Little different lines last corner. This corner very similar. Down into 3. He does close in a little bit here.
Looks like his drive in is very deep, whereas Connor in front of him is maybe backing up his corner a little bit.
Now, what will driving in deep like that do to the car, Baron?
Well, in his case, nothing, right? He's been behind this 92 the whole time. So he just may have a different line here, but it's certainly not helping him make any passes. He's off the wall.
Yeah, it looks awful tight off the exit of that corner there.
That's a lot of wheel going into that turn there. And he's loose coming out, so a car not to his liking. Loose in. Really bending that wheel to the apex to get it down, and then got to shoot it right a little bit coming out.
Looks like a lot of work here for the 15. Again, closing on entrance, losing on exit. Status quo for these guys, 4th and 5th. A little further back, you got Adam Cole starting to close in on Dyer, but he's got Ebley in between them. $33 left in this race for all you Freemasons out there. Back up front, Brunel's lead now down to what is 4.3 seconds. This is Miller in second. He is closing, Baron. 30 laps to make up 4.5 seconds. That's a tall order when you've already pulled in about 5.
Yeah, he's really doing the best he can here, Dean. Like I said, I think the 38's on cruise control right now.
Yeah, I think you'll start to see him pull away actually here as these laps wind down. He has not had to use up any of his stuff whatsoever.
No, he hasn't. The lap cars have been kind to him. He's found himself in a nice, comfortable spot. Look, I wouldn't be driving this thing too damn hard. I'd make him catch him.
Cole running a little faster than our race leaders last time by. So he looks to come up here and try and steal second position.
Ooh, Walker off the wall.
I just helping to turn a little bit there.
Yeah, just flatten out that right side, you know.
Sometimes you just got too much car. You don't need it all.
Right? Make it fair for the rest of them.
Dylan Connor right there. And, you know, I like what Dylan did. I mean, Dylan clearly burned him up early off the pole, fell right to last place. He rebounded nicely, Baron, to come up here and get back into 4th position and still look strong at this stage of the run. I mean, good on Dylan Connor for making the appropriate adjustments.
Yeah, perseverance is the word that comes to mind here, Dean. You know, he learned a little something from his first run, and now he's found himself here in the top 5. Probably not the finish he wanted from the pole, but he's learned a little something, and I think the next time he comes back to Kern, he's going to use these lessons, hopefully, to parlay himself into pit lane.
Yeah, and he might just do that. I mean, everybody's learned something for next time as well. And I like the track, Baron. I'd like to see these guys out here with the 30 cars on the track and see what this track does. I mean, apparently it's wild swings out there, so it'd be highly entertaining.
Yeah, I like it too, Dean. And if it's hard to drive, I really like those tracks. And this is one that I probably need to get some time on.
So Dylan Connor closing in on Walker Cole. This looks like he's going to make this pass in just a matter of time, but Walker, not an easy pass. He looks to the inside. Walker tries to close the door and does. Gets a little nudge for his efforts.
Yeah, that was a warning shot, Dean. I caught you. Now you got to let me go. It's lap 22.
He is not giving it up here. And he's going to get another shot here. There's no doubt about it.
So now the Connor's there. Walker's got no choice but to be on that high line. And he did everything he could not to get down there or get up there. But Dylan Connor undaunted here.
Yeah, I like what I'm seeing out of Connor there. Moving on up into 3rd now. He'll set his sights on Austin Miller's in 2nd, but we're on 20 to go. It's all Purnell as he's still 4.4 seconds in front of 2nd place. There he is in that beautiful black and purple Race 22 machine. He's got a ghost there on the back. He's kind of a ghost to the rest of the field here tonight, Baron.
Yeah, he's basically in his own zip code now that Brian Cole had his troubles on pit road. That's another lap down for the 76 of Brad Ebley.
What a shame for Ebley. I mean, he looked so good there for a while, Baron.
Yeah, he really did. Showing himself in the top 5, hunting the top 3, and big
boy.
shot.
If you're listening, Brad, don't listen to us. Drive that machine.
Big shot off that wall.
Here's Colin J, who gets on by him, or was already now a lap ahead of him. So Colin J in 9th. Richard Allen about to go another lap down here. That's amazing. Richard Allen will be 2 laps down, Baron.
Really unusual drive here for the 82. He and Bo Ledbetter retired from the race. Just didn't come prepared with the right car this time.
So 16 to go for Purnell. Walker's still chasing, but it's futile at this point. 4.68 seconds to our race leader. And we're not seeing also the track times we did last run late in the run, Baron. We've seen fastest lap set after fastest lap later in the run. It's just not there this time. This track has changed during the course of this race.
Yeah, it sure has. And to your point, Dean, we saw lap times actually fall towards the end of the last run, and now they're pretty consistently climbing still. We see some guys in the 20s, we see some guys in the late 19s. So not the 4s and the 5s and the 6s we saw at the end of the run before pit stops.
So if you were wondering whether Walker's a tough pass even for his father, the answer is yes.
Yeah, probably especially so.
Yeah. Look at this. And he's going to tag the wall a little bit there.
Again, really using up the right side on that car.
And they're almost touching off the turn. Brian Cole trying to take this spot away from Walker Cole. Battle for 4th. Walker trying to hang on, gets a big run on the high side, keeps it off the wall. He's fighting back.
Yeah. Now Brian Cole's about to go get the belt. Son, let me on by now.
You give him a little hip check there. Quite a little battle here. These guys putting on a show with 11 laps remaining for Austin Purnell.
Yeah, this is a battle for 4th and 5th, so this is great stuff. This is coal on coal crime right here. Big versus little.
Wow, another
Walker.
little hip check, and he hits the wall again.
It's the best racing we've seen all night, Dean.
Absolutely. Great racing here out of the 15 and 10 machine. Side-by-side action. Brian Cole
might have him cleared here. No.
I mean, Walker just keeps coming back. And he will not let him clear. Big run on the high side. He's right back there.
Wow, this is awesome. 8 laps to go right now. These two really battling side by side. 4th and 5th on the line here.
Yeah, I mean, championship implications here. Walker sends it, almost hits the wall, and Dad slips on through. So Brian Cole up to 4th here after that tragic error on pit road. Handed it over to Purnell. Purnell, our race leader, 6 laps remaining.
And what a race by Purnell. Started shotgun on the field. He was dead last, Dean, and worked his way up front and has not relinquished the lead since he got it.
You know, if anybody ever has seen the Bill Barr Philly rant, I almost feel like him. I mean, he kept calling down the minutes remaining, Baron.
Yeah, it's this is absolutely one of the drives of the year for Austin Purnell. He'll get the hard charger and he'll get the checkered flag, barring any catastrophes.
Four laps to 38. Doing everything right tonight. Beautiful run by him. Connor and Miller fighting for second. Miller has tracked him down here. So here's your battle on the track. Or did Connor just pass him? Yes, Connor just got by. So let's get a quick replay before the end of this race here. And see Connor coming up on Austin Miller. Sweeps down underneath him, little crossover move, and bam, he's got him. So Connor into second, from the pole to last, back to second, Kern.
That's a lot of cars to pass tonight, Dean.
A lot of cars for sure that passed him, but he passed them all back. The 38 machine coming down to 1 to go. So Austin Purnell on cruise control, sets his drink down here for this last lap. The 38 did everything right, had a decent pit stop. It all worked out. It all fell his way. He's going to be your race winner here in the California Dreamin 200. He'll have sweet dreams tonight. Austin Purnell victorious. Dylan Connor still fighting here, or actually that's not a fight for position. So Connor going to come in second, Miller third. It's Brian Cole in front of son Walker, who fell way back there. Adam Cole will be in 6th, Caleb Dyer in 7th, Colin J., Richard Allen, Brad Ebley, and Bo Ledbetter.
Pure domination out of the 38 machine tonight, Dean. I mean, just back to front and then never gave it up. Checkered flag. Boy, you can't draw it up any better than that, can you, Dean?
No, you can't for Austin. I mean, it was just a great race for him. He started dead last. He worked his way through the entire field. He out-dueled the points leader in Brian Cole. He did it all here. I mean, this Race 22 team, man, they got to be ecstatic with this victory.
Absolutely, and that is one for the books. I'm sure Austin's going to be very excited for this win tonight. Color him in victory lane. Dean, it was really cool for him.
Yeah, absolutely cool. And cool to see this track. It was a great experience. Very odd what was happening with the people moving up, moving back. Very interesting indeed. We learned a lot about Kern County. Right now, let's get you to learn a little bit about the Ford F 150. And when we come back, we'll get interviews with our top three. The beautiful Ford F 150s there. Can't wait to get back in them myself, Baron.
Yeah, I can't wait to just go racing again, Deed. I didn't get any racing done last weekend, and I feel pretty bad about myself. So
Well, don't feel bad about yourself, Baron. You're a wonderful human being.
I agree.
Right now, we bring in someone who usually cheers you up, Baron. That's 42. Austin Miller. Miller time in here. Congrats on third place, Austin.
Yeah, appreciate it. Felt like a endurance race. So
It
glad
definitely.
I'm sorry, keep going.
I'd say it looked tough out there, and I'm going to ask you right off the bat here about the ebbs and flows of this race. First run, we've seen a lot of guys setting their best and fastest laps around lap 70, believe it or not. Second run seemed a little different, but we had guys who started at the front, finished at the back. Guy who started last won the race. Tell us a little bit about what was going on this track here.
Yeah, we all knew tire wear was going to be a factor with only having one extra set and a 200 lap race. I guess we miscalculated the speed differential on old tires because you would still run like 3 tenths slower than like your fastest lap, but they fall off a cliff like immediately. So you want to conserve, but like we all should have pushed a lot harder, honestly, early on because those two just got out there. And if Brian didn't spin during the pit cycle, I mean, they would have been gone.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you say you should have pushed, but guys who push faded all the way to the back. So obviously, Kern County played some difficulties out there. Austin, how was the car in traffic? Like later on, you Dylan Connor got by you very late in the race. Was there anything you could have done about it?
No, definitely with Connor coming up on me. I was pedaling it off the corners, just not trying to knock down the fence. So, yeah, when I saw him coming, he had that. It was a strange rate though. Like, there wasn't really that many competitive passes. Like, people would just kind of let people go, and I don't think, at least for my sake, I wasn't really close to anyone at the end or that whole second run, other than Connor getting by me. So it was a weird one.
All right, so Boilermakers, do you drink them? I mean, you got Jack on the trunk, or yeah, on the trunk. You got beer on the front. You ever put them together, Austin?
I have not, actually. I might have to give that a shot.
You gotta try it. Little shot of whiskey, drop it straight in a glass of beer, and chug her down.
Sounds like a plan.
Little tip from the booth, something I'm sure Baron's aware of. Austin, congrats on third, man. Can't wait to see what you'll do the rest of the season here, man. And the floor is yours, brother.
Oh yeah, just to my mom and dad, my older brother watching. And then just a little fun tidbit for you guys. I said right after this race, I don't know what hurts more, my hands or my right front tire, because all our right fronts were gone. So a little insight into how that race was.
Yeah, very difficult out there tonight, Baron. That was a 42. Austin Miller with a third place finish.
That's a great finish by Austin. Glad to see him back in on the podium. He's got the right sponsors, but I'm down here with second place finisher Dylan Connor. And Dylan, is there a guy on the track past more cars than you tonight?
I don't know. I mean, I sat on the pole, but I knew how this place was, especially only getting one set of tires. So I just dropped back super hard and just rode as much as I could. And I knew I needed, if I wanted to only take two tires, I knew I needed those left sides at the end of the race. So I just tried to save as much as I could at the beginning.
So the track is new to our viewers here at Wind Tunnel TV. Talk a little bit about the changes it went through and how your car felt as these runs moved on.
The, it's already, the setup was already a little tight, so I was already trying to just keep right front on it was the main thing I was focused on. But second half of the race, when the rubber got laid down, it of course it didn't wear the tire wear as bad, so I didn't save as much. I was just trying to gradually pick my way through there, and like I said, it felt better second half with rubber laid down, but it ate tires pretty bad.
So a track design, a little bit as we were observing, like Dover almost, right? The elevation changes. Was that a loose condition or was that tight?
I'd say it's more of a tight condition in both corners, especially 3 and 4. To me, it seems like it's just a little bit less banking down there, so it kind of carries more momentum through there. But both corners, it pushed pretty bad into the middle.
So pit strategy tonight at play. We saw you do a green flag stop, probably the first one of the season. To catch you by surprise, did you practice pits?
I sure didn't, but I knew with seeing the field tonight, I knew it probably go green, and I was thinking the whole time of when I should come down and try to cut it in front of Austin and Brian and them, and then I waited just a tad bit too late, and I seen Austin come down. I was like, I knew I got to come down then, so I mistimed it a little bit on that. It cost me a little bit, but yeah, it was still it drove pretty good second half of the race.
So we put the 92 into second place tonight. Who do you got to thank for your efforts this evening?
I thank all my family and friends for watching as usual. Y'all at Wind Tunnel TV, Brian and Adam and everybody who puts on the league, and Puryear Race Parts, and yeah, everybody involved.
Well, I appreciate your effort tonight. We watched it. It was a lot of fun watching you come from the back to the front. Dean, the 92 of Dylan Connor, second place finisher this evening at the Kern County Raceway.
Yeah, great run for him. Great comeback after falling to the back, coming all the way back up to second. But I got a guy who did a little bit better. The number 38, Austin Purnell, down in Victory Lane. Congratulations, Austin.
Yeah, thank you. I was kind of surprised the race went green the whole time, but I'm glad it did.
Well, a smaller field, so we kind of expected it, but did you expect the way guys moved? I mean, there was a lot of fall off for certain guys. Obviously, you and Brian Cole in the first run did not have that fall off. Were you managing your stuff a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, I'm still probably going between 80 to 90% there. I really wasn't sure how bad the fall off was going to be. And I didn't practice enough this week, so I was like, I want to get to the front. And if it bites me, it bites me. But it worked out somehow. Especially, I got real lucky coming to pit road. I actually hit the barrels a little bit. I had to take my fast repair. And just from there, I just had a huge lead and was able to hold them off.
We caught that. Those barrels will sneak up on you, Austin. You got a little piece of it there. What was your strategy going in for pit road? I mean, once you're up in the front, it can change on you, but did you have a strategy where you're thinking, I want to get in early, I want to get in late? What were you thinking?
Well, I got a message my right front tire was wearing out about lap 70, so I knew I had between about 30 to 40 laps before it was going to probably go completely out there on that first run, so I knew I wanted to pit around probably lap 105 to 110. Once I seen Brian was catching right back up to me, I figured I was going to kind of shoot to the outside and kind of try to trick him a little bit, then hit pit road before he did, so I could get maybe try to get a small advantage on him.
Well, I think you might have rattled him because he certainly struggled. He wiped out a little bit on pit road, cost him dearly. And then the only competitor we really had, I mean, Connor took second late, but it was Miller who was closing in time, gaining up multiple seconds on you. Were you just managing that gap at that point, Austin?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I was definitely watching that. He was catching me there for a good while, and I knew I was still saving a little bit, but I was still worried. I was like, man, I wasn't sure if somehow he took 4 tires or whatnot. But I knew he just took 2. He told me after the race, but yeah, I mean, he was coming, and then there towards the end, it looked like he just probably burnt everything he had up. I knew from there I was just hoping it won't be a caution. I seen a couple guys in front of me. I think it was Adam and Caleb. I was like, please, keep it straight, boys. They did a good job, though.
Yeah, they certainly did, but not as good as you, Austin. Victorious here. Masterclass, dominating performance here. Great job in victory. Congratulations, man. And we'll give you the floor here, Austin. Anybody you want to shout out, brother, you go right ahead.
Just all the admins, and of course y'all for doing the broadcast. I know it's more to it than probably the naked eye sees, so we appreciate y'all, and thank Puryear Race Bars for sponsoring the league, and just look forward to next week.
All right, Baron, race winner, the 38, Austin Purnell.
Congratulations, Austin. Great job tonight, buddy. You earned it. You went out there and put it on them tonight at Kern County. Dominating effort here tonight by the 38 machine. Can't wait to see what he's got for us for the rest of the season.
Yeah, absolutely. Great job by him. These guys ran Kern County green. And of course, we'll have all the action every Wednesday, 9:20 p.m. But here from Kern County, that wraps it up for myself, Dean Doucette, for Mr. Baron Labosco. And we'll see you right here next time on Wind Tunnel